Okay, so I've just come down from the ladder, and Kevin, why don't you go ahead and tell us what the next process is?
Well, what we're going to do is follow the path of the water. So the water's come through the filter. It's traveled from the one end down through it and then down through the filter media bed. The water then comes out of this whole big assembly with these multiple valves down below here. There's a sample line that sends water over to the small line in the back there, sends water over to our sink where we get samples. There's a valve there that when we're backwashing, that valve opens up and sends the filtered water to waste, which is part of that backwash process. This is our finish water valve right here, which has just been, these last couple valves here we rebuilt in the last year. The finish water valve brings the finished water that we process through the filter, brings it around over to the other side here, and then it's going in to the clear well, which is underneath this big floor here in the water plant. This whole big underside of this building is a giant water storage tank. So the water enters in down there. After
Over here?
Yes, right
Okay.
down in here.
Gotcha.
And then
Okay.
after the water's treated through the filter, then the only thing that we're doing to it then is adding soda ash for pH control and chlorine. So the chlorine pump and assembly is all inside over here. As you can see, we've got danger
Right.
and signs up like that. But it's just a small pump set up on a vat of chlorine, and it pumps it out. And the chlorine pumps in here, the soda ash pumps into here, and is mixed with that water coming down the line from the water plant, dumps right down into the clear well underneath the building. The clear well is set up with a series of clear sheets that are like baffles, and they've got holes placed at strategic intervals that the engineers worked out to allow for proper mixing of the chlorine and the soda ash, and gives it time. Again, the water's running fast through that pipe, it runs into that tank, and then it's given time. So it's got like a whole hour from the time that the water gets in this end of the tank, by the time it works its way through the series of baffles that are down in the clear well, and the water has what's called contact time. So the chlorine has enough time to go in there and disinfect that water. And then that's one of the records that we have to maintain with the state all the time, is that contact time.
And now how long is the actual process, Kevin?
That's just, it's part of the process. So this whole process, beginning to end, the water takes about 2 hours to run through the whole process. It's 55 minutes in the filter, and over an hour here. It's maybe just slightly under 2 hours, but we'll use a 2 hour number. Let me come back around the other side.
Okay.
The water then, again, this whole big floor that I'm standing on is the top of the clear well. Now over here in the corner is the clear well hatch, and you can open that up.
That's
and
that
look.
yellow, oh.
Yeah, where the yellow box
Right,
is,
got
and
it, got
you
it.
can open up that lid and look down. You can see we have a floodlight up above that I can turn on the clear well light, and then we can look down inside there and see that there's really nothing to see. It's just a big cement tank.
Okay.
Not a lot there. What happens though at this point, when there's a demand for water up at the water tower, what we do then is these pumps that are here. Now this is the one that we just most recently rebuilt. You can see it's got fresh paint on it. It's got a new seal on it. The water here is pumped up out of the tank. There's a 5-stage pump down below the floor here that extends all the way down to the bottom of the tank. It's a 7-foot deep tank. The water then comes up through the check valve and the shutoff valves and over through this piping, and then exit down through the floor right here, and then it goes down underground and then outside to the tank, and we have another shutoff valve outside in the gravel in the parking lot. From there though, the water goes up to our storage tank.
Our auxiliary tank system that's up
Our
on.
big storage tank. It's an elevated tank. It's not actually an elevated tank, it's just a storage tank. Because of its location, it acts like an elevated tank.
On North Shore Drive.
Up on the end of North Shore Drive,
Yes.
up past Boxler Creek, Boxler
Gotcha.
Bridge.
Okay.